Hi, I'm Lynn, and welcome to my backyard. In my backyard, I'm building an AquaPond. That's a standard fish pond that's filtered by bog, working with an aquaponics system. In this video, I'm going to talk about the engineering behind an aquaponics system and really highlight the different components that stand out differently from a fish pond. I want to do that before I start talking about the issues between integrating two different systems together. I'm sitting in the middle of my aquaponics system, or well, what used to be my aquaponics system. It used to sit on the patio. If you want to see a video of what that looked like, I have a video of that loaded. You can go take a look. So let me just point out the components of an aquaponics system and what I'm going to use with the fish pond. This is a 50-gallon horse trough that I got from Tractor Supply. It's normally used on a farm to put water or feed in it for livestock. It works great for the aquaponics system. It's rather large, and this tank is made with really durable plastic, molded polyethylene, but it's really sturdy, it's solid, and it was easy to drill through. I used a hand drill. In this photo you can see that the hole is drilled all the way through the bottom of the tank. This fitting is not only placed on the top, but there's half of the fitting is at the bottom, and they screw together and connect together to make a tight seal. I've emptied out everything out of this particular bin because I wanted to wash the hydroton. This 50-gallon horse trough still has the hydroton in it. The hydroton is very critical to the system. I like hydroton over any other media because one, it's lighter, it's easier to handle, it's not so harsh on your hands like maybe lava rock. It's not as heavy as peat gravel. You can use any kind of media that you want, but I personally like hydroton. The hydroton has microscopic holes in it that allow bacteria to grow, and these are beneficial bacteria that is necessary for the health of the system. It's important to rinse your hydroton if you're getting new hydroton before introducing it to the system. The hydroton also serves as a home for the worms. They're able to navigate their way around the spaces in between those circles rather easily. Another important component of an aquaponics system is a particular worm. It's called a red wiggler. It looks just like an average backyard worm that you might dig up out of the ground, but you need the red wiggler in the system. It does well being both out of the water and in the water. A regular earthworm doesn't really like water so much. This is the most important component of an aquaponics system. It's called the bell siphon. This is the cover for the bell siphon, which keeps basically anything from getting clogged into the system. This is the bell siphon. This is the bell. And this is the siphon. These pieces come apart, so you can actually make it as tall or as short as you want to. You could even cut the holes at the bottom to a shorter length if you wanted less water in your tank. In order to actually see the system work taped the entire process from water filling up in the tank to it hitting the top and triggering the bell siphon. The beauty about the bell siphon is the siphon works. It is what it says it is. It's a siphon. Think about siphoning off water out of a gas tank. When you want to siphon water, you stick a hose in the gas tank, apply a little pressure by sucking, and once the water or gasoline begins to flow out, it's going from one height to a lower height. And that gravity will continue to pull the liquid until something breaks the cycle. Either air, or you put your finger over the hole, or the container that it's going into is full. With an aquaponics bell siphon, it works similarly. The water fills up to the height of that siphon, and once the water begins to fall over and spill out of the siphon, continuously rising water will create a suction, pulling all of the water out of the tank until it hits those cuts in the bottom of the bell. When the water level drops to those cuts, air is introduced into that cycle and breaks the suction. That's what actually stops the bell siphon from continuing to pull and drain water. These two images are being shown at the same time so that you can get a sense of the flow through its entirety. This entire process took 8 minutes. If you remember at the beginning, the water coming out of the water hose, I had it turned on pretty high so that this video wouldn't take as long as it normally takes under a normal pumping water into the system. The whole purpose for the bell siphon is to release water in a timely manner. Although this video shows about 8 minutes, the goal is about a 15-minute cycle. You can adjust the height of your fittings, the height of the bell, the height of the cuts in the bottom of the bell in order to adjust your flow rate. The pump never stops pumping throughout this process. That allows for the cycles to repeat continuously. The last thought is planting. I won't go into a lot about planting, but with aquaponics, you can plant pretty much anything that grows above ground. It doesn't seem to work well with things like potatoes or carrots. Root vegetables, I think it's just way too much water for the health of the plant. But any vegetable that you can grow above ground is great. It's really easy to add plants to Hydroton because they're round balls you can kind of just stick your hand in. It's easy to adjust your plants and even remove your plants when necessary. In my system, I went a little haywire and I just put anything and everything I could in there. And in subsequent years, I was a little bit more thoughtful about what I planted and paid attention to, companion planting and what works best for the plants. And a last thought, this book was really helpful. I read a number of books about aquaponics, and I looked at a lot of people online on YouTube as I went about making the system. I also read a lot about nutrient value for plants, Teaming with Nutrients by Jeff Lowenfels, Teaming with Microbes by Jeff Lowenfels and Wayne Lewis, as well as Hydroponic Home Food Gardens by Howard M. Resch. Those and many other books were very helpful to me, but this one I would say was my go-to. I kind of thought of it as my aquaponic Bible. It was easy to read, understand, navigate, and had answers to many, many questions that I had. Another good source that I liked was the Aquaponic source online. I ordered a number of things from them, and there are a lot of good tips and information on that site as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. It is on the basics of an aquaponics system. See the design video where I discuss in detail the issues between aquaponics and a bog working together and how I resolved them. Hit like, subscribe, and the bell to get notifications and see the progress as I continue to build out the AquaPond. Thank you for watching.